When scaling a brand on Amazon, especially a 7 or 8 figure brand, you will reach a ceiling at one point. This moment you will realize you can't outgrow your competition anymore and you don't see any change in the organic ranking. It is every time you gain an organic ranking, you will lose it again. And this is a place where you have to understand that optimizing your listing and your conversion rate becomes the main focus point of your work. This is the topic of the video, and as usual, there's no fluff, there's all insights from what we learned with working with brands and generating over $100 million revenue on Amazon. This video is especially for brands that are already selling on Amazon and who are doing 7 or 8 figures. If you're doing less than 7 or 8 figures or you're not selling on Amazon yet, this is a very good video to understand the fundamentals and how to attract your dream buyer on Amazon. If you have several products in your brand that are not doing 7 figures each, this is still very good for you because you have to understand how to boost each product separately on Amazon. With this knowledge, we can start now with the full video and the breakdown on how to create these ads. I want to say that the end goal is to convert as much cold traffic into buying customers. It is the same as a funnel. When you think about this, it's very logical. People start searching for products on Amazon, not somewhere else, but they don't search for a brand. If they search for a kitchen knife, for example, you will have to tell them why your kitchen knife is better than the rest. And this is done through images because it's the fastest thing to decide on. It's on the top of the page and people can just scroll it and understand it within 3 seconds. That's why there's like 17% of all purchase decisions coming from images and not something else. And as I already said, it's the same as a funnel, right? People don't have a clue about your brand and you have to convince them why your brand is the best, why your product is the best. But they are already in a different awareness stage. So they're already product aware and it's already bottom of the funnel. It's not something like, oh, do I need a knife? No, they know they already need a new kitchen knife and you have to tell them why yours is the best. You're here in the marketplace and you have to play against other competitors. The problems that I see is that D2C founders are using the same creatives as in their store or in their funnel. But this is wrong because people have a different awareness stage at this point and they need to see different information. And the conversion rate is where the profit comes from, not from the ads. It's completely bullshit because ads are there only to make somebody click. There's no magic AI solution, no interest targeting, nothing like this. The people like searching after a keyword, you bid for this, they click on it, and if they don't buy, it's a conversion rate problem, not an advertising problem. Of course, there are examples where you target the wrong keywords, but this is the exemption. And from now on, we think, okay, we target the right keywords and we only concentrate on the conversion rate. As I already said, images are the most important part and they count for 70% of all purchase decisions. If you don't have good images, people will not buy. And today, after a long introduction, but we had to cover that, is how to create listings that outperform, how to identify listing gaps, and how to A/B test it properly. Because as everywhere, there are right and wrong ways to do things, and I want to tell you how to do it the right way. Who am I to tell you this? My name is Victor Uhl, and I run a small exclusive agency. I live and breathe Amazon since 2017, and we work with our agency Ecom Wizards with brands like Peak Footwear, Goda, Zefta, Media Evolution, Ryer, SolarCount, and many more. We generated over $100 million in revenue on Amazon, and everything you see there is like from generated 6-figure days on Amazon in our whole portfolio. Some small insight, within 3 days, we can generate on a different brand with different products, with one single product, with advertising cost of 135 euros, and net profit of 12,000. Here we had in last month 95,000, 15% margin, and here another brand with 30% margin. From here, we go to the next topic. As I said in the beginning, you will face some problems where you realize you can't outgrow your competition anymore. Typically, you will also realize that you have a high ACoS on your main keywords. You have maybe no or small profits on these keywords, and you can't scale anymore. And also every time you scale, you can't hold your organic ranking and you basically drop down to the beginning. You have to realize more ad spend is not better. And I explain you here how this works, because when we are on Amazon, we have a typical funnel, right? We get people from the top and less people convert. And when we add more ad spend, we just put more people at the top. Maybe we even put completely wrong people there who are not even going into our funnel because they're looking for something completely different. With conversion rate optimization, we actually optimize this part here. And this means that more people just convert to the end customer. And it's easier than you think, but you have to look at certain basics at the end as well. And for that, we go to the next step. We have to understand the fundamentals. And I'll go to Amazon in a second to show you the real side. But you have to understand that good fundamentals are good products, good reviews, and competitive pricing. Because, for example, let's look at this page here, right? Everybody is selling for like $12, $20, $12. Now we have to understand like what is competitive pricing, and we will look into 2-3 niches together. So to understand it, because at the end, these guys here have 4.2 star reviews and an average star rating of 4. They have 4 as well. But these guys have an average star rating of 4.4 or like 4.5 filled out stars. So this gives automatically better trust. And we look into some other niches as well. So you're searching for natural deodorants for women because you are a woman. So you want something without any of this BS. And you're looking here. You're looking for a good product with an average star rating of 4.5 or more because like filled out stars. Here, these have like 4.0. Even if you have 4.2, you're not getting the 4.5 stars. So your really goal is to get to about 4.5 star average rating. And then you click around. You want to understand why this has a higher price instead of course, it's a pack 3, but you still want to see it. So we have here bad images, right? I click on this one and I have absolutely no idea about what is inside there. I have to look really down the rabbit hole to understand like what is the product about? Okay, 48 hours auto control. It's aluminum free, but what is inside? I want a natural deodorant, right? I don't really get it. The same one here. You click on this and like pit paradise awaits. Oh, crazy. Thank you very much. I still have no clue why I should buy this against any other brand. Here I get like aluminum free, non-toxic, paraben free, cruelty free, made in the US. That's very good, but way too late. And actually I can't read it because of the background. Then we have here what to expect when switching to clean deodorant. That's crazy good because you set expectations that people are not complaining that it works differently. And then you have a little bit about the smell, which should be set way earlier on. And I would like to hear only the smell that it was earlier on that I want to buy. In this case, actually, these are the two, so that's correct. But these are kind of like, not the best ones. I don't really like them. This one is way better because we say made with only 9 clean ingredients and good for the skin. Here, I would love to see what kind of ingredients are there, but it's way better already than the other listings, right? We said dermatologics tested. What is not inside there? I would probably add here some check marks. I would make out of this here a badge. I love this little heart here, but people will not get it. Then also 72 hours auto protection. Really nice. Tells me what the product is, how it works. Then also like the smell. This is not that important, mostly for people buying it. And the last one, even if nobody buys it, it's actually a pretty good listing in my opinion. Right, we've got you covered. Really nice headline. Sweat stinks, Elmate embarrassing odor at the source. What it does, all day protection. We have then also bye-bye bad ingredients, contains no. This can be even said earlier on and then so on. So I really like this whole listing. Honestly, you can argue if native is better or the other one, but these are the two listings that I took out and so you understand it. Of course, with listing optimization, we have also the topic of main image optimization. We had this beautiful diploma frame here for certificates and this beautiful person had basically a custom-made certificate. And we did so much, like we did the typical things. We added text, we added like logos, we changed the angle, we put the box to the back and so on. We added like some reflection, different colors off of that and so on and so on. Never performed better than the market. And then we looked at the market and we were like, what they all doing similar, right? And we were like, oh yeah, they putting like real certificates in there, like University of Texas, Certificate of Achievement. Like it looks like a certificate. So what we took from this, created our own certificate for the brand. So we don't get any complaints from any university and so on. We just wanted to have it look like that. When you look at this, actually, it's pretty much the same as before with the same wording, just a different look. And what happened? Our organic ranking went up, our conversion rate became better, and also our click-through rate. So understanding the market is really important because when you have here, for example, natural deodorant, and you're targeting especially women, honestly, if you put here a banner for women because this specific smell is mostly for women. I think most men wouldn't use coconut and vanilla. You get a higher CTR. It's very easy, but it's true. It's really true. And now we have to understand how to create this type of listing because it's not luck. Do the following things. Read the reviews. Compare bestsellers. Create a concept. Compare again. Execute A/B test. It sounds all so easy, but it's not. So what you have to do is actually go to a listing like here and to click, for example, on the coconut one. And you scroll to the bottom because I scraped too many reviews. I can't really click on this anymore. I have to create a new account for that. But basically read through every of these reviews. You can use AI for this. If you use just ChatGPT, you're pretty much a stupid moron because ChatGPT is not built for this. So you have to do a little bit more technical stuff. I will show you in a second a tool that works for us perfectly and that does it all automatically. You can download all the reviews with Helium 10 then, but even this is blocked for me. So long-lasting, natural, and smells amazing. Native never disappoints. The deodorant smells absolutely delicious, light, fresh, and not overpowering. The 3-pack is great value and perfect for keeping at home or in my gym bag or at work. So the more you read this and the more you read about the smell, the more important the smell becomes. Maybe even the great value with the 3-pack is important for people to buy it. Because honestly, when I go here up, I think it's 1. Right, so probably here the 3-pack, okay, here they have even different images. So I personally prefer even this image here than the other listing. So you have to speak the same language. They did it not really good, to be honest. But you also can go down and say just, okay, I wasn't looking for something with strong vanilla scent, my favorite, not mixed with something else as this one. You really can't smell the vanilla at all. So probably he gave like 3 stars because you can't smell the vanilla. It's substantially more expensive, but well worth in my book. So you really don't understand. He said just okay. Probably he's German or Polish or I don't know. Like these people complain a lot and I can tell because I'm both. So after you read the reviews and you read like 100 reviews, right? You will have an understanding about what people said, what they really want to see and what they rave about, what they fear, and so on and so on. Out of this, you create a concept. So you'd say like, this is the most thing they told me, it was raving, right? Or it was the smell. And you put this into the front with your USPs. And you do it for each image. So you do it image 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to understand that most people only look at the first 3 images, not anymore. It's the same brain mentality that we have on TikTok and everywhere else. After creating a concept or even V1, you compare it against a marketing thing like, would actually click on this product? Would I actually buy this product or would I go to the competition? If you would go to the competition, just stop here and recreate it. And once you think, oh yeah, that's actually better, you can design it, hire a designer, do whatever you want, or do it yourself. And then you run an A/B test on Amazon. I want to tell you, when you do A/B test for the main image, use PickFu. If you're testing the rest of the images, like the listing images, bullet points, title, or even the A+ content, do it directly on Amazon. The reason is pretty simple because the main image can be easily tested. It's like, what gets more attention? What would you click on? Here you can do a survey and get the answers within 2 or 3 hours. The rest is pretty overcomplicated and you have to do it on Amazon to really find out, are we targeting the purchase decisions more or less than before? And for that, you probably need like 2 or 3 weeks to get the proper data. Since we don't want to read all the reviews, we used earlier on Kaplina. Now it costs like $25K a year, which is way too much for what we're doing. So we discovered this other tool, which I put in the link below. So just register where I walk you through how to use it and all that. It's made by a friend who runs a huge agency as well. So he wants to understand the customer. You get review insights and customer benefits. So here he takes all the reviews and he doesn't put it into ChatGPT. He basically takes it, gets an ID, move it around and so on. And he get all the reviews, how often people say it. You can even click on this and read the reviews here later on. You see if the sentiment is positive or negative or neutral, if it's pre-purchase or post-purchase, right? Conflicting reports on whether the product stains clothing, it's post-purchase and everything else. So you get here 100 reviews. I scraped it automatically because my Helium 10 doesn't work. Otherwise, you can get here way more reviews. But this is only one part of the whole logic behind this. You get customer benefits, right? You see, stay fresh and confident. He gets it from the product page. He researches the internet. He has optimized my listing, so he has an image audit. Don't take it for granted, right? Because he's using AI, of course, for this as well. So for the main image, he sees message strength, right? Impact on conversion. Customers may not be fully convinced of the value or the specific advantage or choosing the product for the main image doesn't really matter. But how about 72-hour order control on that? This would be great main image and I would click it probably even more than right now. This one is pretty good. You see here message clarity as well. Perceived value, design and image quality. Here you can do it better. So here, for example, the layout is clean and text well aligned, but the color palette is quite basic and lacks visual impact. I agree on this. And then from this here on, he then choose like what shoppers don't see but they care about. No visual communication of bestseller status and customer trust, right? Native is a huge brand and people should know about this. Like the biggest brand in America, I don't know. But tell it. No clear visual explanation of deodorant versus antiperspirant function because there are two different products. Tell it to the customers. Based on this, here we have content strategy and brief. So we get a full strategy. We can even generate with AI. We can create our own text. Soon even we get here a chatbot included, which makes it a crazy good product. And then from this, you can even go and improve my product. You can get even insights into how to build a better product, which is crazy when you think about this, that one tool can do all that. How to get this, the link all in the bio below. We are already above time, but now you have to test it. And as I said already before, use Bigfoo for the main image and the rest for Amazon because what you get here is this metric, right? This is from a real A/B test we did. Version B had the new images. It performs slightly worse, but it's really important that you don't test any pricing during this or any other point. We sold 30 units less actually, or 28. What is crazy, you see, like we had the same main image. So every time we do Amazon A/B testing, we put the same main image on the page because of course, if we put different main images, we see other metrics change as well, and we don't want to do this. So even units sold from search where people just clicked add to cart, it's one more. It's not that bad, but just say this, look at these numbers, right? And then sales from search, which makes sense. And here it actually doesn't make sense because here we have less units sold, but more money made. So you see the numbers on Amazon just doesn't make sense all the time. Then when you have to run it for 2 weeks or more, if you run it for 1 week as here and you see, okay, version B is just not performing better, you can let it run for another week, but I recommend stopping here and then going back to the drawing board. What is next is pretty easy, right? Please check your organic ranking. Check your SQPR data, read reviews, or use the tool that I linked in the description below. You rebuild your images, you test your images, you test, of course, your SEO, because if nobody finds you and your ads are bad, don't have to do all that stuff here. And you start at number one again. And you do it so long until you reach everywhere organic ranking 1. And it's only worth for big products. If your products make, I don't know, 10, 20, 30K a month, and the market comparison is like maybe 40, I'm not sure if it's worth to spend here more time or if you're not better to create a new product. I would rather create a new product at this point. When you click on the link below, you get access to our internal SOPs and what we do for $1 million brands and how we scale brands on Amazon. You get the same process, which gets updated. You get access to the tools and even templates and prompts that we use internally. And if you're already doing 7 figures or more a year with your brand and you don't want to have all the hustle, buying all the tools, learning everything, setting up an in-house team and all that, we work with established brands on Amazon and also new brands that want to scale there. You should book a call even if you're currently partnered up with an agency, because guess what? Worst case, we give you the exact steps that you have to execute, or your agency, to grow you on Amazon. We love giving value, and this is why I'm doing these videos here. See you soon, see you in the next video, and hopefully see you in the call.